Eddie, 1-0 victory, Ben. What do you take away from today's match?
Just advancing. That's about it. You know, not a great performance, not many good individual performances, but it's nice to advance and move on. Give them a lot of credit. They brought a lot of energy. Certainly expecting that from the home team, and you know, they let us off the hook a few times in front of goal. You know, and we certainly didn't do ourselves any favors on the other end of finishing the game out. You know, our transition moments offensively were very, very poor. We didn't see out the game when we had chances to make this easier than it was. And again, give them a lot of credit. They threw some big boys and a lot of numbers, offensive players towards the end there, and made it really interesting.
Game-winning goal from Brooklyn. I believe it's his first senior goal. Just what can you tell us? What insight can you give us on him and his development in the couple months you've had him?
It's growing, and we're moving him around. So, you know, I think every time he steps on the field, these are growth moments for him, and it's important for him to be in this type of atmosphere, and be away in an Open Cup game, and be away in New York, and these are all good experiences for him. Now I want more from him. He's getting that experience, but now I want more from his performances themselves to, you know, show that he can stay on the field for 90 minutes and start to make my life difficult to keep him off the field, and that's kind of his challenge next. You know, again, he impacted the game certainly in the goal, but up until that point, you know, I wanted a little bit more from him. He wasn't the only. I thought the entire group could have been a little bit sharper,
right.
And probably the coach could have been sharper too.
Still on Brooklyn, just what has impressed you most about him?
He's a mature kid. He takes information very well for an 18-year-old kid. So he's tactically, his IQ is pretty high, and his technical ability is, you know, is at a very, very high level, and he's got a real willingness to work his tail off. So there's a lot of foundational things that are really good with Brooklyn, and now we just got to figure out how to develop him at the right pace. And part of that development is getting him in these games. But you know, he's a lovely kid. I mean, talk to him. He's a great kid. I think he could actually be a little bit meaner. Maybe that's part of his development too. I gotta get some of that niceness out of him a little.
Gaspar and Tarbo getting first minutes with the team obviously helped in part with the shutout. What can you say about those two guys?
I thought Chase grew into the game. That was his first minutes in a while. You know, he's been on the shelf in LA for a bit, so you could see him each minute get a little bit more comfortable in what we were doing out there and his connections to the back line, and how he now gives us some attack, getting some service in. He probably had the most service opportunities in the game. So, you know, we're happy we have him. It's just about working on his fitness now and incorporating him into the group and how we go about things.
Coach, I want to congratulate you on your first win. You know, a major tournament, like you said, the US Open Cup. You've won it, twice. What can you tell me just overall again?
I have a lot of respect for this tournament. I think it's a great opportunity, again, for pub teams, amateur teams, you know, always come into these USL games. They're never easy. It looks like this every time. You know, they're charged up, they're revved up, they're excited, and you first have to match that energy and excitement and discipline that they're going to come to the game with, and that's always a challenge. And today, I didn't think we really matched that in a lot of ways, and I think it made it a longer game, a much more difficult game than it needed to be. But I give them a lot of credit, and they're organized. The way they build with the 5-back caused us trouble switching the point of attack. We let them do that way too often to their wing backs, and then they had service. And but a win. It's still important. It's still what we're doing this for. But we got to get better. We got a long bye week. We got to get better.
And lastly, I want to ask: is there any injury report, or how is Corey Baird looking?
I don't know. Corey's getting some of this stuff going on now, and we'll take a look at what the extent of that is. But definitely came out for precautionary reasons. I don't think they diagnosed him with anything on the field necessarily. So we got some docs in there checking him out, but he'll be okay.
Thank you so much, man.
I have to ask you about the traveling fans. To see orange jerseys this far from home and maybe in a competition that doesn't get a lot of love.
It was great. It was great. We had a little crew here, and I was sitting next to two great fans in orange. They were sitting next to 3 fans from Tampa that were really annoying. So they had a fun time. So it's a good atmosphere. This place has got a lot of history as well. So it's always a nice building to come play for. And I think Brooklyn had some family in town here, this little corner. So it was nice to see them. And I have a few friends in the area. So we had some support. Won a lot, but those 15, 20 people, it's always great to see them. Okay, thanks, guys.